This is Rick with Hit and Run Candlesticks, for those that don't know that. Good morning, Bill, Gold, Julie, Roger, Mike, Chip, Sonny. Great big good morning to you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to get something real quick. Got to post this out there just 1 second. There we go. All righty. All right, let's fire it up here. Okay, so I sense from yesterday, and a lot of folks, myself included, bullishness. Okay, let's look at T2123 here. We closed yesterday up, very nice, in fact. And here's VXX. We're down, so that leads me to that, that bullish, a bullish scenario. We look at the SPY here, and I'm still bullish, but with some caution, because something that we just cannot get away from is if we start up here, you can see that our downtrend is in place, and here we are. We really need to get over this. We are set up for a failure. Well, the door is open for a failure here. And, roll over like that. The door is open. The door is also open for that breakout and move to high numbers. And if it's just about what happens right through here. Are we going to take out that downtrend line? We just can't walk away from good old fashioned charting. And that's what we're looking at right now. So, walk gently. Walk as if you're walking on a freshly frozen lake. Just walk gently. If you're buying positions, be prepared to jump out of them if the market starts to roll over. If you're short, if we start to pop up, I'd be a little cautious, because that would show the strength of the bulls right in there. So we're at a very interesting spot right now. We really are. And we really need the bulls to do their thing, or the bears to do their thing. Anyone would be okay. All right. So with that said, let's see what the Qs look like. Qs, there we go. Pretty much the same thing. You can see that we just draw that line right down there, and you can see we've got this downtrend we need to break out. Let's take a look at the diamonds real quick. Same thing. We're just stuck in this downtrend line, even though the charts look pretty good. The diamonds here, overall, they look really good. Here we are. We've popped up in a nice little pop out of the box setting up, but we really need that pop to the upside to remain bullish. I will continue to follow T2123 to give me some insight, as well as VXX over here. I might even move it to a 15-minute chart, 10-minute chart, to get early, be able to peek into that window just a little bit early to see what might be happening here. So for those that have TC2000, highly recommend this chart here. Before we get too far going, I want to remind everyone that Wednesday, I think it's 3 p.m. is when it starts. I believe somebody here can correct me if that's not the case. The 3/8 trap that Doug will be coaching everybody on, along with, we had a conversation in the room yesterday a little bit with some people that are taking the class, and some that have taken the class. And it's not just about the 3/8 trap, the entry. It's not just about price, the T line, and the 3 EMA. It's not all about that. There's it'll be between 3 and 4 hours long. There's, here, let me put this back up. In-depth coverage. And there's not enough page here to list everything Doug is going to talk about. Putting a chart together, putting a market together, putting trend lines on there, showing support and resistance. And right here, how to filter for good and bad charts. That right there is worth its weight in gold. Building a trade plan. There are so many traders that don't have a trade plan, and I assure you it doesn't have to be 14 pages long. I've always said, if you can't put your trade plan on a 3x5 index card, you're really overthinking it. Doug can help you do that. So anyway, this Wednesday, day after tomorrow. No, tomorrow. Yeah, day after today. Tomorrow is when the class is. So anyway, give that some thought. Okay, let's take a look at some charts. I've got some written down here. EQT. Take a look at EQT. That's going to be hot on my list today to buy. We've got a nice little top right here. I think we've got a nice little chart pattern. There we go. See how we rally up here and we pull back like that? I think we're setting up for that continuation up right in here. So to me, that's looking pretty good. We can come over here. There you go. I knew I had that up. So right now, my first target would be around that 50% retracement, 58.70. And then you can follow each one of those lines to the upside, following price, making sure price remains bullish. Don't ever be afraid to take profits off the table. You can always get back into a chart, because one thing I will guarantee you, no matter where that or how much that chart goes up, it will pull back. It will give you another opportunity. So don't be afraid to pull those profits off. Bros is another one that I think is a rocket ship here. Bros, let's do this right here. Make this green, I guess. You know, we can look at Bros. I see Bros going to that 82 pretty easy up here. So Bros is set up. TOST. I bought some TOST yesterday. Members in the Hit Run Candlesticks room may have bought TOST on our alert. Speaking of alerts, remember, if you have the app, you should be getting the alerts. If you don't have the app, well, you're not going to get the alerts. Sometimes the app needs to be kicked in the pants. I had to kick mine in the pants yesterday to get it to log back in. So make sure your app is working, and no matter where you are in the world, as long as you have internet and your phone, you will get alerts. Okay, so TOST is looking pretty good to me. Right now, I'm looking for TOST to maybe move up around $49-50 and then reevaluate from there. Here's one that is hot on my watch list. I came very close to buying this yesterday, but I decided to be patient. Just maybe it will pull back and give me a better price. Really, I should have just bought it yesterday because it's making no difference. My only risk of not buying it yesterday is, well, there we go, simply missing out on the gap and move if it did that. But FBL is one I'm looking at. UUUU. I know a couple people bought this in the room yesterday. I think that's a killer looking chart. Note they bought it yesterday. Okay. That's what the room does. Thank you very much for posting that you bought it yesterday. Nice little doji here. Look where we are today. 2 thumbs up. That's a rockin' sock'em chart right there. That chart will buy you lunch and then some. All righty. Hey, good morning, MW. Good morning, Vernon. Hey, Coach, how are you? Hey, Tommy. Bill, John, Dumplings, Chuck. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, let's take a look at some charts. BBY long. These are from you guys. It might be trying to set up here. Yeah, it might be trying. You know, you just got to, you know, acknowledge you're buying it under that trend line. Acknowledge you're buying it under the trend indicator. Of course, you may not give 2 hoots about that trend indicator. You've got a morning star and you have follow through. So overall, I like that chart. I think I'm going to flag it. So I'm all aboard with you on that one. Thank you. Good morning, Stefan. Let's see. Thoughts on SMR. SMR is on my watch list. Yes, indeed. That's a pretty chart. I like SMR. Watch the nuclear stocks. They are hot. Have them ready. I would. The nuclear stocks is one of those areas that I would have a watch list of a handful of nuclear stocks. I would never go to sleep without taking that list to your bed and keep one eye open and watch them, because they are hot. Now, like any stock, you've got to buy it at the right time. Okay, so you know, that's the only thing that I can That's what I'm going to leave with. And right now, I think SMR looks really, really good. Okay, there's a lot of the nuclear stocks that are looking pretty good. A firm there from Vernon. Yeah, A firm is setting up. A firm, there's our 50% target area right there. We've looked at it several times in the room. It's already on my watch list. It just, I think we're looking really good. You've got a nice bounce right off that 50 period moving average, a gap up. All the candles here look fantastic. It's just slowly taking its time, but I'm looking for that 50% retracement to get tagged again, just like it did over here. And maybe the second time, really the third time, because I'm going to call that a tag. Well, actually, we could get in here and call all those close enough to that 50% retracement. Price realized it couldn't get through, so it pulled back. New money came in, and maybe that's what's going to drive us up. So all in all, I'm 2 thumbs up on A firm. Okay. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? IMVT, you're watching that one? Yeah, I can see why. That might be setting up for a rounded bottom breakout. Of course, for rounded bottom breakout, we need these moving averages to be above the 50. But look at that bottom in there. And here, let's do this. So let's take from here down. Here we go. And you see right through here. Let's draw this. Well, I'm going to draw this line here. I'm going to box all that in right there. There we go. This area here, this is the construction of the reversal. So here, there we go. Sorry, my mouth moves faster than my fingers and hands. So here's our downtrend. You can see that right there with the red dots, okay? So let's put this back while it's a little bigger. So there's our downtrend. And here we're getting a little pop of green going over the 50 period moving average. So that could lead to a nice little downtrend reversal. This is the construction box right here. When we start to break out of that construction box, now these areas here become really nice targets. Now they're good targets right now. So I'm not saying this can't be traded. This is just a construction box. And if you see where we are right here, I'm going to make this red so it's easier to see. See right there? If you come over here, let's do it this way. There you go. See how that's the top of the box? Just keep going, keep going. Oh, look at that right there. And here's what I'm looking at, okay? See that candle? See that candle? See these candles? That's where the bulls tried to stop it, but couldn't do it. Bears just came in and whipped them. Everyone jumped out because it just wasn't working. That bottom didn't work. And then all of a sudden, the bears come back in, a nice little candle right in here. And this is the construction now building to move this up. Very nice chart. So 2 thumbs up on that. Anyway, that was a long way to get to a nice chart. I hope it made some sense. Okay. Super chart. What do we have here? AMD. Yeah, AMD is worth the watch. Absolutely. AMD is worth a buy, in fact. Right now, I think it's heading up. I shouldn't have done that. Headed up. I'm looking at 8-9% to the 50% retracement, 200 period moving average. Let it bounce around, do whatever it wants to do, and then we'll see if it can run up to about 135, which will also be the 500 period moving average. Okay. So yeah, AMD, I'm liking what that's doing right now. SN, take a look at that one. Look at SN setting up. Oh, nice. I'm going to flag that. Thank you. We've got a nice little bottom. Notice the red dots and notice the green dots. We've got a trend change, don't we? So now in the trend change, what are we going to look for? Pullbacks, right? That's going to be talking about that in the class tomorrow, by the way. So here we are, nice little pullback. We've pulled back to What I think is good support, the dotted deuce, trendicator here, bull stepped in, just an inside day today. I love that chart. Thank you very much. Sophie, let's look at Sophie. Ooh, let's clean some of this off. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. There we go. Sophie has worked itself up from that bottom back to that 50% retracement. The next move up right there, 1465, just where it's been before. Let's see if that can't break out and maybe jump up to around 16 bucks. But Sophie looks really good. Thank you for sharing that one. RGTI, you know, some people are buying it right in here. It's sometimes hard for me to buy without some solid buy signals, but you know, I certainly wouldn't take away from the fact here. Let's use this one. Take away from the fact you've got a nice trend here. You've got a pullback. That could be an excellent buying opportunity on a nice big pop or nice buying opportunity here with great reward when that moves up. Okay. So, yeah, I think that looks great. Let's see here. We need to take a look at some things over here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, CEG, Google blessed CEG, or not Google, but Meta, and they're up nice. So anybody that was in CEG, you are making some dough today, no doubt about it. Let's see. Google has news. Well, you have to tell me what it is because I don't have a clue. Evidently, it's not good news, or it's news that doesn't matter. Let's take a look at XBI. Oh, let's put that on our watch list, folks. Thanks, Thomas. Look at that trend working there. I'm going to get rid of this one. Now let's do this. Come over here, take this top, move right on down. Look at that 50% line. Look where those candles are. I love that. 50% first target to the upside. Then you're going to have a little difficulty here. There's the 500 period moving average. So it'll have to chew through this. Difficulty may have been a bad word for this, but chew through it is what it's going to have to do. But right now, XBI is looking pretty good. NNE, look at that one. Let's change that. Red means that was old. Okay. Let's put this up. There you go. We're testing that 50 period move, 50% retracement. Over that, I think that's a pretty good looking chart. That's also part of that nuclear group, which I would keep an eye on the nuclear stuff. Okay. VRT. Thanks for all these ideas, everybody. VRT, that's already on my watch list. For those that are already in it, 2 thumbs up. For those that aren't in it, well, you better take a hard look at it. I think that's a great looking chart. So every trader's got to make a decision. You know, the charts we've looked at here are all wonderful. You have to make the decision where you're going to buy it. I can't tell you where the buy is. I can look at the chart and I can say, well, the chart looks to me like from here, I would call that a good first target up here, about right here, right? Now, where you enter that, that's on you. That's on you. It's thanks to everyone in the room, trading room, that posts all your buys, sells, wins, losses. I appreciate it because what that does, it helps people, helps traders. You know, when they're looking at a chart, well, when do I enter? Where do I enter? When we post things like we just bought XYZ or VRT, that's great education for other traders. Okay. So please keep that in mind, that you're helping the people you're helping when you post. And I think that's great. Time-wise, I've got about 5 more minutes. Let's take a look at TEM. TEM is on my watch list. I had a great day yesterday. You know, That may be a buy for somebody. Maybe you're in it. Me, I think I would like to get it well above all this garbage right here, all above that garbage. And then I think it's a clear buy, but I can see why somebody's buying it. So if you're in it, way to go. Hood, let's look at Hood. Hey, a lot of posts out here today. Thank you very, very much, everyone. Appreciate it. Hood, probably too high to be a buyer right now. For me, maybe for other people, it's not. Maybe somebody sees, I think it's important to see where the target is. Say your target is 84. Well, that's not such a bad buy. Who cares about buying it high if that's your target, right? Or maybe you're the kind of trader that says, well, that's my target, but there's no way in the world I'm going to buy them 3 bars up. I'm going to wait till we pull back a little bit, and then I'm going to buy it. What's your drink of choice here? If we all think this is where it's going, or if you think that's where it's going, if it has that kind of future, where's your entry? Me, I'm probably a pullback guy on this one. It just up 3 bars. Let's see here. MREO. Nice looking chart. Yeah, nice looking chart. Yeah, there's enough volume. Looks, yeah, I mean, rounded bottom breakout. The only negative I see is right there is the 500 period moving average. So mixed with the dotted deuce, that could be a little bit of a problem. But outside of that, man, nice candle pattern, rounded bottom. We're in the rounded bottom breakout area. Looking great, looking great. Let's see here. PGY. Moving up, J-hook continuation pattern. Let me delete all that. If you look at PGY, look at that long-term bottom that it's been putting in there. And I mean, that's a long-term bottom. Wow. A couple years in there, huh? Look where it was. I don't know, whatever that was, 2022 up here. So I see that weekly, and I see this stuff right here. So honestly, I mean, if you want to dick around with that thing, go ahead. Otherwise, over $20. I mean, it just, we need to break out of all this here. Okay, it's real simple. And if you feel this is the place for it to go, rock and roll. Me, I'm going to wait for it to break out. But I am going to keep a close eye on it. So thank you very much. All righty. What are we doing here? VST. Sorry if I missed some. I can only see so much chat. Sorry if I missed something. I'm not ignoring anybody. Are you in it? VST needs more comments. Okay. It's way too high. So I think there's some, you got to tell me more about it, Raul. Like, did you buy it 3 weeks ago and you're asking me if it's going to go higher or what? Because I think it's craziness to buy it up here now. Okay. So got to add more to stuff like this. XYZ. That is a buy. That's a nice chart. Look at that. Up. Here's your pullback. Beautiful flag. Great move today. The only negative, and 67.35, the dotted deuce, and the 500 period moving average. And it's only a negative because that is a great target, but it's also going to be a great place for a little bit of consolidation. So you're looking at 6% on the stock. That's an easy 10, 12, maybe 15% on an option there. Okay. All righty. All right, Raul. Yes, you were in it more than a few days ago. Okay. See the rest of the story. VST. You want to target on VST? So let's do this. What I'm going to do is right here. I'll put this line up right there. The reason I'm doing that is that's where the breakout was. And then I'm going to come over here and take these lows. And I think there's more. I guess we could use those highs. Come up to this low. There's the targets I'm going to look at based on that projection. And it looks like it came to 1 pre-market this morning. Okay. Now, let's come over here and look at the chart. Does that make sense? It does on the daily. Let's look at the weekly. I can't tell much on the weekly. So right now, that's what I would look for targets, okay? Yeah, nice chart, nice entry. Thank you. Let's see, what am I missing? Making sure I get everybody. All right, I think did we look at VRT? Hello, Mr. Goodson. Yeah, VRT, I think we looked at that. That's a great looking chart. All right, I want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the room. Thank you for all the members. Thank you very, very much. I'll see you at the bottom of the hour when the market opens up. Everybody dialing in from YouTube, Facebook, or X, thank you very much for being here. We will see you tomorrow at 8:45 a.m. All right. You guys take care. Later.